Good evening, everybody. Buenas noches, boa noite, bonsoir. Thank you for being here tonight. This is a great event put together by the Somerville Sanctuary City Steering Committee, where a lot of us with the antennas on are part of the group, and a lot of volunteers tonight. This is a night where not only we will celebrate community, but we will also learn about immigration facts. We've posted information around the 7 principles of immigration reform, a photo exit by Mario Quiros of our neighbors in Somerville. We will have a raffle, $5 a ticket for 2 bags. We'll talk more about the prices later. And a beautiful voodoo painting from, it's a voodoo artwork from Haiti. You will see at the table where Alex, you want to raise your hand? Alex is making butterfly buttons. We have the Cambridge Foundation here tonight, and we'll hear more about them later on. We have the Massachusetts, the TPS, the Temporary Protection Status. Let's learn more about it. And we have some facts and some pictures going on through the night on the videos. It's a fun-filled night. As we promised you, it's going to be a lot of dance. But by 9 o'clock, we'll have a short program where we'll hear from the mayor, and we'll hear from other immigrants and their experiences. But we promise to be a very short program. You wondered about the butterflies all around? Butterfly is the symbol that the dreamers, the students who are fighting for in-state tuition or to go to college, either if they are deferred action recipients, the DACA, or if they are not. This is the symbol that the dreamers around the whole country have adopted. Some of you teachers have also adopted the butterfly. Butterfly is a symbol of migration. Butterfly flies over the borders. They go and come back. And so if you want to have your own butterfly button, you can go to Alex's table. Alex has a button maker machine, and you can make your own butterfly button. We've been raising money through the Cambridge Foundation, and this money will support legal defense for immigrants. We will expand the capacity of organizations working pro bono to help immigrant families who cannot afford any legal services. So your donation is welcome. We have raffle tickets. Here are the ways you can help tonight. We have raffle tickets. We have a donation jar in the front. We have a dip jar also in the front. Do you know how dip jar works? No? Just bring your credit card out there and you'll see how it works. It's fantastic. I just learned tonight. It's amazing. It's amazing. Any amount will help to support this cause. And you can also make donation online. The goal is to raise with this event $30,000. Do you think we can do it? Can we do it? Yes, we can do it. Tell your friends this is not this tonight only. This is an ongoing. You can make your donation anytime. great cause, and we hope to pack this room tonight. So, are you ready to dance? Yes, so Stanley and the Undercovers, are you ready to take the night away? Okay, Stanley and the Undercovers.
Don't want to discuss it. I think it's time for a change. You might be disgusted and think I'm strange. If I could be everything, get myself so many rest. Never have to worry. That one is worse than one is best. I said, whoa, darling, Romeo, come on, there we go. Lord have mercy. Whoa, darling, Romeo, come on, there we go. Here we go.
came to support the event. And then I'll talk a little bit more how your support is important for this cause. And once again, we want to thank you all for coming. This is an event that not only we celebrate community, it's an event that we also learn about immigration. We have facts and pictures going on the big screen. We have pictures of our neighbors, our immigrants in the community, and the pictures are by Mario Quiros. We have representatives of the temporary protection status here. Come by the table, learn more about it. We have Somerville. We have butterflies all over. Butterflies is the symbol that the Dreamers have adopted. And also Somerville Public School teachers have also adopted the butterflies. Means migration, means you go across the borders, you're free to go and come back. So this is the theme for and the meaning of all the butterflies. You can do your butterfly by going to the table on the right and make a butterfly button, where very proudly as your support to immigration. As the dance group gets ready, I would like to read you a poem. Things we carry on the sea. We carry tears in your eyes. Goodbye, Father. Goodbye, Mother. We carry soil in small bags. May home never fade in our hearts. We carry names, stories, memories of our villages, fields, boats. We carry scars from proxy wars of greed. We carry carnage of mining, droughts, floods, genocides. We carry dust of our families and neighbors incinerated in mushroom clouds. We carry our islands sinking under the sea. We carry our hands, feet, bones, hearts, and best minds for a new life. We carry diplomas, medicine, engineer, nurse, education, math, poetry, even if they mean nothing to the other shore. We carry railroads, plantations, laundromats, bodegas, taco trucks, farms, factories, nursing homes, hospitals, schools, temples, built on our ancestors' back. We carry old homes along the spine, new dreams in our chests. We carry yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We are orphans of the wars forced upon us. We are refugees of the sea rising from industrial wastes. And we carry our mother tongues. I, hub, lib, amor, love. Ping en, salam, shalom, paz, peace. Ziwan, amal, hoffenung, esperança, hope, hope, hope. As we drift in our rubber boats from shore to shore to shore. This poem is by Wang Ping. Thank you. So we have a hashtag for the event. So if you are in social media, hashtag stand with immigrants. Post in our social media, we wanted more and more people to know about this event, this cause, and help us raise the funds that we need, our goal for tonight. And do we have the dance group ready? Yes? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to introduce the Jin Apalon Expressions, which is a cultural connection by the power of holistic dance. Huge cultural connection.
I am from South Africa. I started my immigration process to the US about 5 to 6 years ago, and it has made me realize how it's not really possible to do it the right way. What made it possible for me to move and successfully be here was the help I got from my wife, my in-laws, and everyone else that was willing to help in the process of me getting here. The first time I started going through the immigration processes, there was like a lot of paperwork, and it took a lot of time. You have to go here, you have to go to the police station to get stamps, get things certified, you have to get medicals, and all of these things, they cost money. You have to travel, and you do everything, and yet it's not guaranteed that you're going to get accepted to come into the US. So it's more like you're gambling. It was the second time when I applied for my visa. I remember my wife had to come down to South Africa to the interview with me because of how that image looks to the embassy. It's more like, now, okay, there's an American here, and they almost make you question yourself. They make you question everything about yourself and about your process. So once I got to America, it was not the end, and it still is not the end. I still feel under scrutiny. So even though they did give me the green card, but it's more, we're still looking at you. We're still waiting for you to do something so that we could be like, it was not meant for you to come here anyways. This process took a lot, but also fortunately is that I personally am here willingly rather than there's other people that are here because of they have no other choice but to leave their country.
Thank you so much. So we have some folks as part of the program tonight that it's going to be speaking about their experience and as either as immigrants, as the work they do. And they're going to be speaking. We're not going to introduce. They're going to introduce themselves. And we're going to start with Lauren Marshall from the Cambridge Foundation.
Can you all hear me? There are going to be a whole bunch more really good speakers, but I wanted to welcome you all here tonight on behalf of the Cambridge Community Foundation. We're here because the impact of our nation's immigration policies go beyond borders, beyond walls, and city boundaries. It creeps into families' living rooms, their doctors' offices, their classrooms, and the organizations that are trying to help them make sure that they have food, services that they need. As socially just, caring, and compassionate communities, we need to respond to this humanitarian crisis. Last spring, we announced the United Legal Defense Fund for Immigrants in partnership with Cambridge's Mayor, Mark McGovern, and Somerville's Mayor, Joe Cortitone. He just walked in. This was 4 months after we distributed $255,000 in grants to 4 legal defense organizations serving immigrants in our communities. Those grants were made possible because of donations of more than 300 people like you. Our communities have responded in astounding and creative ways, from visiting the border to bake sales and lemonade stands, offering rides to court, fundraising at community events, donations from small businesses, and artists performing, as you've seen this evening. Our foundation is committed to supporting shared prosperity, social equity, and cultural richness in Cambridge. Our city's values are our North Star, and ensuring equity in Cambridge for all residents is our mandate. And we know these values extend to Somerville. Together we stand for compassion, kindness, and caring, and treating people, all people, with dignity and respect. Thank you for your donations. Thank you for your support this evening. Thank you for building community together, and thank you for strengthening the bond of Camberville. So I'd like to introduce the mayor, Joe Cortitone.
Well, good evening. It's great to see all of you, and it's really warming and inspiring to see so many people come out to stand up for our values and for our friends and the people who work alongside us and for the children who go to school with our children. I want to thank all the volunteers for all their work. Give them a round of applause. My friends and colleagues in the city of Cambridge, Mark McGovern, the city council, Lou DiPasquale, but especially the Cambridge Foundation. I am so proud that our two communities and our people, our activists, our advocates, fight every day for a more diverse and tolerant and compassionate world, and stand up to fight when we see something that is not just unjust, but just cruel and inhumane. I truly believe those values and those tenets are not only things we should live by every day, but absolutely achievable. I think when we act every day to remember the person beside us is no less human than you or I, that's something we not just have to believe in, but we have to act on every day, we have to fight for. So I thank you for coming out tonight just to show with one example how we can further our belief in humanity and compassion and civility. And we're going to stand up for the people we care about. We are welcoming cities, and this is a welcoming country. We are going to, we're not going to stand for this any longer. We're going to fight for every one of those people, our friends, our families who want to be part of our community, who love our country as much as you and I. Let's not forget that. We have a big battle ahead of us. We have TPS states that are about to end. That means our friends from Honduras, our friends and families from Haiti, from Nepal, and other countries, as the beginning of the year turns, there's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of uncertainty. We cannot let that fear and uncertainty overwhelm us. It cannot be allowed to push people into the shadows. So thank you for coming out today. Your support, your advocacy, our activism, our collective will must continue, and we will overcome this hatred, this cruelty. We're going to stand up for what we truly believe we are, and we are, again, compassionate civility, one community, one country for everyone who wants to be part of it. Thank you very much.
Hi everyone, my name is Jose Urias. I'm the coordinator of the Massachusetts TPS committee. Thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for all you guys' support. And this is the rest of the members of the committee. Obviously, we are around 30 active members. And we started this campaign 2 years ago, obviously, since this administration come over and told us they're gonna end TPS. Since then, we know better that we should get organized and fight for our rights, and told this administration we're not gonna allow them to cancel TPS. Our family, they're not temporary. We've been living in the United States for more than 20 years. After that time, we should be doing everything right, and we've been working and doing everything on the right way, as everyone say what we should do. So after all this time, this administration, they just say stop. They're gonna stop that TPS and pretty much tell them we need to go back to where we're coming from. But obviously with our work and your help and all you guys' work, we're not gonna let this administration to that happen, right? Thank you, and we will need you guys' support because all the work we have done, it's just not enough. So we need all you guys. We need all you guys' help that you guys can help. That way, we will win this battle with this administration. And obviously, if you guys want some more information about TPS committee, you can go to our website or find us on Facebook. Committee of TPS of Massachusetts. And with us is our Jose Palma.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jose Palma. I'm the national coordinator for the National TPS Alliance, and I am also a TPS recipient. There are many things I can say, but I will say a few. One is that for 6 countries that are protected by TPS, we are protected only until January 2nd, unless something changes. 2, we are waiting for a court decision from the 9th Circuit that will decide our future, whether we can continue living here for another 9 months, or will agree with the Trump administration to kick us out from this country after living for many of us more than 20 years here in the United States. So those things are happening. So I just want to say, keep your eyes on it. The decision from the 9th Circuit should come in the next few days, but for sure we're going to organize vigils not only in Massachusetts but across the country, and we will need your support to make sure every federal representation from Massachusetts is talking about TPS. And I'm talking about, for example, Senator Elizabeth Warren is running for president. She's not talking about TPS. She should be talking about TPS. She won't do it unless you call their office and you let her know that she should talk about TPS. So we hope, I know we are in a celebration, so we're going to stop here, but we are here in the corner. We can share with you so many other activities that are coming up, but I just want to let you know, 450,000 families are in the line of losing their immigration status unless we get together, we organize, and we stand up. Thank you very much.
Hi everyone, my name is Nabila Anandira, and I'm a recent graduate of Somerville High School with the class of 2019. Thank you. I want to start with how much I loved all the hip action that was going on in the dancing, and even more so how much I loved the interaction with the consciousness board and the stories up on the wall and the TPS table. And with that, I want to say that immigration is this huge, broad spectrum that includes, undocumentation all the way up until citizenship. And we all know how long of a process that can be. And so somewhere along that gradient is my family. My family is here on student visas, and our legality is completely dependent on these temporary statuses. And so the key word there is temporary. So we are constantly in this cycle of uncertainty. So every year we go through this process of renewing our visas, and every year we have no clue whether or not they're going to be approved. And in my living room there is a stack of luggage just to remind us that any day can be a day that we have to pack those bags up and go back to Indonesia, where we're from. But we don't actually need that physical reminder, because this is something that is constantly on our minds, every single day, to the point where at some point in high school, I would have to be on phone calls with lawyers in between my classes. And this is only one part of a story in that huge gradient of immigration. And so, as we walk through this space, as we look through the information that we have, as we look through the stories, we have to remember that every single percentage on these papers, every single word, every photo, it's not just that. There are these whole identities and families. They are 16-year-olds who are at home crying because they're curious of why people are calling her and her dad illegal aliens. It's the mother who's working 17-hour shifts on minimum wage. It's the 5-year-old who's waiting to get picked up from school only for his parents not to come because they're away and he'll never see them again. There are these people and identities, and there's so much more than just numbers. And so as we're all here tonight, as we continue to educate ourselves and advocate for our immigrant community, our neighbors, our co-workers, our families, we have to remember there's this whole human aspect to it that, is worth fighting for. Thank you, everyone.
Good evening. My name is Alex Prado Carroll, and I am the managing attorney at KIND, Kids in Need of Defense. Muy buenas noches. Mi nombre es Alexandra Peredo y soy abogada con la organización KIND. Es un placer estar aquí esta noche con todos ustedes mientras juntos luchamos por los derechos de todos los inmigrantes. Very briefly, KIND, Kids in Need of Defense, is a non-profit organization dedicated to the representation of children in removal proceedings. As you might know or not know, there is no right to a public attorney for individuals in deportation proceedings. And that's true even for very young children who might be going through this process. So KIND's mission is to ensure that no child has to appear in immigration court alone. And we do that through direct representation, as well as with the help of very dedicated pro bono attorneys who agree to represent children with KIND's guidance. And it's thanks to the work of the Cambridge Community Foundation and their support that we get to work with Somerville High School and work with their students and hopefully try to help them as much as we can. So it's a pleasure to be here tonight, and I'm truly inspired to be here in this room full of folks who are just so interested in helping immigrants, and that's really extremely moving. So thank you all so much for your generosity and the very real impact that you're having as we work together to protect the rights of children. And if you'll allow me, I just want to share a quick story of one of those children. Miguel came to the U.S. to reunite with his mother, who had moved here years earlier, in order to be able to provide for her son. Miguel's father had abandoned him when he was young, and he was raised by his grandparents. Miguel has an intellectual disability, and as well as an expressive language disorder, which makes him nonverbal. While living in El Salvador, Miguel was targeted by gang members because of that disability. He was a particularly easy target because he was told by the gang members who taunted him that if he went to the police, he wouldn't be able to speak to tell them what happened to him. On one particularly terrifying occasion, Miguel was kidnapped by gang members who tied him up, beat him up, and left him for dead. He was found hours later, still tired, bleeding, and covered in bruises. Seeking safety, Miguel came to the United States. Pro bono attorneys, under the mentorship of Kind, helped Miguel apply for asylum. His case was particularly challenging because of his verbal impediment. Just imagine if Miguel did not have an attorney. How would he have been able to tell his story? Thanks to the very dedicated attorneys who worked on his case, Miguel now has lawful status, and he can remain in the U.S., where he has access to resources to help him, and most importantly, where he is safe from harm. Even more exciting than that for Miguel, just this last June, he graduated from high school, and he's doing really, really well. So every month, our office receives countless referrals of children who are in need of representation just like Miguel. And it's with your help that we can increase our capacity to assist children, ensure that no child has to go through this process alone. So thank you.
Hi, my name is Irma Flores. I am the Community Engagement Specialist and Spanish Liaison for the City of Somerville. I want to thank you for being here tonight and standing in solidarity with our immigrants brothers and sisters. And thank you so much for the Sanctuary City community members and volunteers who have made this possible. I want to tell you, I know some of you know a little bit about my story, but I want to share with you my story. In 2001, on January 13 and February 13, there were two devastating earthquakes that hit El Salvador. Over 1,000 people died in their first quake, and several more in the second one. I, along with my 11-year-old son and my 6-year-old daughter, were forced to sleep in the street because of our safety. After the earthquake, we immigrated to the United States where, under the temporary protected status, I was able to get a work authorization permit. For the next several years, I worked 3 jobs at Logan Airport Starbucks, in the Boston Garden parking lot, and a local senior living facility. At that time, we were living in Chelsea, where my son was then 12 years old. He was beaten up and had his nose broken by gangs. While I was working as a child care provider in cleaning houses so that we could have a place to live and enough food to survive, I began volunteering at the Chelsea Hispanics Commission. I was through that my voluntary experience that I began to learn how the school systems works in the United States. This developed my passion to become more involved, not only in my children's schools, but helping and teaching other immigrant parents what they need to know about their children's education. In 2003, I got a job at the East Boston Ecumenical Community Council as a parent organizer I studied English at the Community Immigration Center in Cambridge for 3 years. For the next 8 years, I worked as a parent organizer. There, I developed a strong group of 30 parents that met weekly to advocate for the needs of immigrant students. In 2011, I started a job as a school parent liaison with Somerville High School, where I worked for 2 years. Then, in 2013, I got hired as a Spanish liaison for the city of Somerville, and for the past 6 years, I have been helping to build up the department to serve the immigrant community. During all this time, I have been working hard to bring up my son, who graduated from Suffolk University in 2011. And my daughter, who is getting her degree in criminal justice. I have 5 grandchildren who are my pride. That is my pride. And I tell you this story because this is not unusual, and this is not just about me. It's about so many people who come to this country, work hard, and contribute for the betterment of a society. But the last 2 years, Trump administration has been increasing, attacking the immigrant community. We have to all send this inhuman policy, and he and his allies have to implement it in the southern border, like a family separation. I'm pretty sure you hear about that. We know that he's trying to end DACA and take away temporary protected status, while at the same time cutting aid for the Central American countries that need to confront the poverty, crime, and violence, which are forcing so many people to flee for their own countries and make the dangerous trip to the United States. We must fight together to stop these human, damaging, and sexist policies. All of you are here tonight, and I deeply appreciate your support, but this cannot be here where our fights end. It is just another step in this fight. We must stand up in our personal lives for the rights of immigrants by speaking out against hate wherever we find it, by providing financial support, by demonstrating, calling, and writing letters, and by voting to end this administration and the careers of any public official that support them. Remember what Martin Luther King said, our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. Thank you for being here and for being part of this fight. Now, I would like to invite you to join me, not in a moment of silence, because we need to break that silence, but in a moment of reflection on the step you plan to take in your own life to help end these oppressive injustice policies. Please join me in this moment of reflection.
Innocent people just trying to survive. Innocent people just trying to stay alive. Innocent people just trying to survive. What kind of country turns its back on the world? What kind of country cages little boys and girls? Are we all responsible for what's being done? If we don't stand up against these evil ones, we talk of freedom, but you know that talk is cheap. What are the values that you find to keep? Find to keep? What kind of person can be so cruel? What kind of person can be misery's tool? It's time to be counted for who we really are, and stop this hatred and heal this painful scar. Are we all responsible for what's being done? If we don't stand up against these evil ones, we talk of freedom, but you know that talk is cheap. What are the values that you find to keep? To keep? We are responsible for what's being done. If we don't stand up against these evil ones, we talk of freedom, but you know that talk is cheap. What are the values that you find to keep? Innocent people just trying to survive. Innocent people just trying to stay alive. What kind of country do we want to be? What kind of people are we? What kind of country do we want to be? What